if we get to Friday and it's like Damian Lillard has been upgraded to questionable for game 1 versus the Pacers, I'm out. I'm out.
Pacers Bucks, the 4-5. Damian Lillard has been reported already that he's going to miss the start of the series. He may miss the entire series because blood clots are no joke. Do not rush back, Damian Lillard, if you want to continue playing for a decent amount of time. Is this a series where it's just Giannis versus everybody? And is the everybody in Indiana too much for Giannis by himself to overcome?
I love the Bucks here. I
kind of do too.
I love the Bucks in the series. So a lot of this is everyone is kind of still basing it. This is what's funny is there's such a hangover from the playoff games where people are like, yeah, Bucks team couldn't defend last year, didn't have it, bad momentum, awful start to this season, Doc Rivers, Pacers been red hot over the last 4 months, and they have been. They're a very good team. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers won the series, but the key I think here is that the Bucks have figured out something with that Dame. If we get to Friday and it's like Damian Lillard has been upgraded to questionable for game 1 versus the Pacers, I'm out. I'm out. Bailing. Going Indiana. And it's not that Dame's a negative. He's not. Like, the numbers don't back up that idea. It's not that they get killed in his minutes defensively. The numbers do not back that up. The evidence we have do not back that up. You're giving the Pacers a much different version of the team, which is it's closer to last year of it being like defensively balanced. This Bucks team is this is a throwback to 2019. Giannis, 4 shooters, 1 big, a big that can shoot. And those guys on the floor get it. They have athletes. I have never been a Gary Trent Jr. guy. He's been terrific this year, I think, for them. He has been really good, especially a lot better defensively than I think that I expected him to be last season. He's been very good, I think, defensively. Kevin Porter Jr. should not be in the NBA. He should not be on a roster.
Right.
He is, and he's been really good for the Bucks. He's been good on both ends of the floor. He's been the scorer shooter that they've needed, and he's been really good defensively, which has annoyed me to no end. He has been genuinely a positive defensively. Taurean Prince is one of the best shooters in the NBA this season, catch and shoot. Brook Lopez is still Brook Lopez. Bobby Portis finally looks like he's gotten some legs under him. That suspension, I think, was actually really good for him to get his legs back. He's been very good for them. Ryan Rollins, good. AJ Green, good. They have a deep roster of guys that fit around Giannis. And even in the non-Giannis minutes, they're going to be able to create some opportunities here. The Pacers, this is the biggest thing. You have an elite defense going against a pretty good defense in the Pacers. But the elite offense only generates 2s, which the Bucks are well built to do. Like, they're going to give up a bunch of mid-range shots, and the Pacers are going to hit them. This is a 2s versus 3 thing. The Bucks have the best player in the matchup. As much as I love Hallie, the best player in the matchup, they have the math advantage with 3s versus 2s. That equation gets me to where I really do think the Bucks are going to beat them and advance to the semifinals.
I'm going to get to Natalia's comment in a second. I think from a narrative perspective, I think the most interesting outcome, if you're just looking for stuff to talk about and divulge in with this series, the most interesting short-term outcome is that Giannis just goes nuclear and just single-handedly wins the series, and he's averaging like 34, 14, and 7 the entire series, and the shooters are playing awesome. And then you have what I think could be a very compelling series between the Cavs and the Bucks. The most interesting long-term outcome that I think certain people, fans of other teams, will be rooting for is that the Bucks just get steamrolled because they can't quite put it together. Doc Rivers is gone, and Giannis has a future in question, is what I'll say. From that point, we were asked by Rob earlier about Ant's future. Giannis's future, I think, is actually more pressing. Dame's too, to some extent, and I think this series could dictate that, because if the Bucks lose in 5 or 6, it's like, all right, back-to-back first-round losses. You lose to the Pacers again, especially if they're healthy this time around. Then it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, but are they? Here's the thing: is if Dame's not there, I think that complicates things. I don't know
if he's back, if he comes back and they still lose. But yeah, he might not play the entire series.
I think it's gonna be really hard for Giannis to be like, you couldn't get it done. I want out. He might just be like, hey, I just want to change it. I just want somewhere new. I'm just ready to move on. That's different.
Yeah,
but if he's
if it results in the same thing, doesn't matter.
I do think I do think it matters here, because it's just really hard for you to be like, hey, you lost last year because Giannis wasn't around. You lost this year because Dame wasn't around. And eventually it's going to be like, yeah, it just didn't work out here. That happens. That's why David Griffin got fired in New Orleans. It just didn't work out. But I also think that it's Giannis with his connection to the franchise. When they're like, "Hey, we didn't have Dame," I think he's going to be like, "Yeah, I know, that's fair." Like I don't think it's as imminent. It might happen anyway, but not because of the team's success. It's okay for him to just evaluate, hey, this team isn't good enough. That's his own prerogative.
Sure.
But I also think it's pretty hard to be like, hey, every time that you've gotten unhappy, we've made a major move to make you happy. And like they've done what he's asked. And that I think matters.
Natalia says, thank you for the comment. I think the Pacers just have too much firepower. Andrew Nembhard is the fourth ranked point of attack defender, and they have Obi Toppin, who if Obi Toppin wants to make a bunch of threes, I mean, that's going to hurt as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defenders are really good. And look, I think the coaching matchup here makes me nauseous for betting the Bucks. Am I betting on Doc Rivers against Rick Carlisle? Am I really doing this? But I know. But I just think that when you look at it, the Pacers play a certain style, and there's only so far you can get out of your identity before you are out of sorts. And I think that to win the series, the Pacers would have to be so far out of their identity. Nembhard, I don't know that he's that impactful here. If you put him on Giannis, I feel like Giannis is going to post him. Giannis being, by the way, one of the best mid-range shooters in the league is a very huge thing here. The last time that he shot this well from mid-range was 2021 when they won the title. It separates how you get to guard him. You can't do that. We're all going to back up into the paint and build a wall down there. If he's like, I'm going to rise up and I'm going to hit this mid-range. If you can do that confidently, it's going to break that defense down a little bit and it opens up a lot more. So those are the little things I think that can decide the series.
But also the Pacers give up a lot of layups. Yep. and Giannis's touch around the rim, obviously. The free throw shooting is not a small thing. I wish he was a more reliable free throw shooter this season. He just hasn't been. But he's going to get to the line a lot. He's going to draw a lot of contact. And I think Giannis with 4 shooters like makes me lean Bucks, but I don't want to bet it. I'm not like rushing to like, this is the series that probably scares me the most, even though I thought Nuggets versus Clippers, as we talked it out, was the toughest, but I still find myself like there's a pathway to Nuggets that I just trust more. And in this series, it's like I could see either team winning in short order, even. Like I could see the Bucks. Like there's a world where they just put it together and Giannis is being Giannis and this is over in 5. And there's a world where the Bucks just get steamrolled and can't keep up with the Pacers and can't get the stops that you would want them to, and the Pacers win this at 5.
Yep. I agree. 100%.